Hello world, it's Billy here again. It's been a minute. Yeah, life just got busy and shoot, dang it. Anyhow, it's good to be back. Well, I was thinking of what to review, and one of my friends has been on my nuts. has been on my nuts to read JJK, to catch up with JJK, because crazy things are happening. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Yeah, we'll start off with 252, and then work our way up. I subbed at 251, and I guess what had happened, or what was happening, was Yuta and Yuji were jumping my boy Sukuna, and they were just trying to prevent him from. They're trying to deal physical damage to him, but also capitalize on the fact that Executioner's Blade had taken. Well, Executioner's Blade had taken a portion of Sukuna's cursed energy away, or it was meant to seal. I believe it was meant to seal his technique, which it didn't fully do, but it exhausted him a bit. And then Angel's Jacob's Ladder also wore him down a bit. They were just jumping, literally just jumping Sukuna, and also trying to prevent him from using his chance. So like there was a portion where I think Yuta basically like ripped out a piece of Sukuna's jaw, and he was gonna use RCT to heal up, and then my boy Yuji like used his what we suppose is his curse technique, and it he exploded his blood to like prevent the jaw from regenerating, so Sukuna couldn't use his chant. And then they also like cut off Sukuna's arms a bunch of times when he was about to do one of the signs, either empower himself or to initiate his domain expansion. At the very end, the point was, or the objective was, for Yuji to get in contact with Megumi's soul or spirit within Sukuna's inner realm or inner territory, and basically convince him to wage war within and fight Sukuna for control. Yuji goes in there, and then he realizes that basically Megumi has already given up. Like he doesn't really want to live anymore. And then in that span of time in the real world, of course, Sukuna is able to utter the chant and basically slices and dices Yuji and also Yuta. And then at the very end, we see best girl Maki pop up, and she's about to clutch up. So that's where we are, and I'm pretty excited to see like what goes on. So let's, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So I mean, this had to have been pre-fight, of course, right? Because Ino also showed up at some point within the fight, and yeah, he didn't really do jack. Okay, so Maki went in. Okay, so this was, well, sorry, not before the fight, but this was when I guess Yuta uses him in expansion. It's like, what was it called? True Love? Aishiteru. No, man used True Love on Sukuna. Dang. Yeah, he must have, I guess, moved it to a different area so that the rest of the squad could like jump Sukuna as soon as they're out. Yeah, only Maki can really do that because she's basically indetectable to most sorcerers now. Since she's reached Toji level, I assume. I mean, maybe he could, but you know how Kusakabe is. He doesn't like danger. On your marks, get set. Yep. The Demon expansion broke and they kept fighting. Wee. So yeah, his blanket is the object of teleportation. I think anything that gets veiled in it. Bro, these impact frames, like these sketch lines, absolutely delicious. When this gets animated, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, so I released it in order to bring these guys in. So this was, I believe this was where we ended last chapter, with Maki showing up, right? Okay, so she sliced him right down in his chest, but just wasn't enough, eh? Yeah, so it's not like Yuji, who, like Mahito said, inherently he has an intuition for souls, right? So that's why whenever he punched Mahito, he was making contact. He was actually damaging Mahito's soul. And in this case, with the split soul replica or the SSR that Maki has, it damages the soul as well directly, so an RCT doesn't heal that. But I mean, I assume Sukuna also comprehends, like he understands the shape of souls, so yeah. Okay, literally the next panel. Yeah. Unusual while suffering the after effects of his fight against Sulu. So that's still lingering, the damage. I mean, of course it is still lingering, but I mean, like, to the extent of it affecting his ability to use RCT. Okay, so he hasn't given up in trying to convince him, but he's kind of at his limits. Is this Nanami or Yugurama? Whose hand is that? I mean, like, is this like sort of a spiritual hand? Or is this someone in the real life, like, actually telling him to calm down? You've healed your wounds. 4 wounds that should be fatal. You haven't fully healed. There must be someplace you haven't fixed. But where? Hurry and find it. Oh, it's Big Bro. It's Big Bro Chozo. Man, this kind of reminds me of, if you watch Demon Slayer, I believe Rengoku was teaching Tanjiro total concentration breathing, basically sending or controlling the very ends of your blood vessels to, like, prevent bleeding. This kind of reminds me of that. Imagine you're shaping your body through your blood vessels. Man, the strongest human at this moment, at this time in history, versus the strongest sorcerer, who also has, like, insane physical prowess. Who's gonna win? Bruh. Literally, her landing, it just feels like the after image is like she's so fast. The way she, like, goes down. Man. But I mean, obviously Sukuna is fast enough to also kind of keep up, but she is on demon time right now. Yeah, he didn't want to get stabbed by that again. He caught it. Oh my goodness, she actually threw him. Like, do you do you know how much strength you need to do that? It's like holding onto the sword. She uses that as a fulcrum, like a lever to like throw him like off it. Bruh. Oh my goodness. And then he activates his technique. And this looks like the one that cuts the world too. Like the one he used against Kashimo. Yeah. Who's doing the chanting? I assume, yeah, because the speech bubble isn't coming from her. So it must be coming from him. So he's sort of empowering his technique. But is it effective? Nah. She's basically slicing. She's basically slicing his cleaves and dismantles. So, Sukuna's doing something similar to what I guess Gojo was doing. Similar, but not quite the same. So the analogy was that the part of the brain that's responsible for activating your domain expansion or activating your technique so that you can use domain expansion is sort of like an engine. And usually the reason you can't just like spawn multiple domain expansions is because it overheats. But you can use RCT to sort of enter a feedback loop where you're cooling down the engine so you can recast domain expansion while also using RCT to minimize to optimize rather the amount of curse energy you're using to cast domain expansion. So he's doing that with his heart as well, but because he got stabbed in the heart, right? But he must be expending a ton. Yeah, we're back to Kashimo versus Urami. My boy's lost part of his trousers. Yeah, it's withering away, but I still feel like he has some other trump, right? Besides his Heian form. He hasn't used Fuga yet. The realm where he grabbed his Supreme Flame Art from. Just focus on your fight, my guy. Akari. Kinji. Remember what I was saying last? I think it was in 248 about Sukuna's ideology, another aspect of Sukuna's ideology, and basically when he's disinterested in people and he doesn't fight them to his utmost, or he loses, if he loses interest, then he basically doesn't want to fight. She's sort of saying that now, explicitly, right? You're gonna think his curse energy is low because he's not actually invested in the fight. Yeah. Higurama did present a good fight, right? Because Sukuna said he's a man whose talent rivals that of Gojo. So. Okay, so that was this felt like a calm before the storm sort of chapter, right? I was thinking Maki might do more, but again, she just showed up on the battlefield, so it's gonna build up to that. But this is a pretty good chapter. We saw Maki show up. She was able to use the surprise attack to damage his heart a bit, and of course Sukuna is using curse energy, reverse curse technique to heal his heart, but he's also expending energy, of course, to fight her. And she's keeping him at bay right now, but it's still not quite enough. I'm trying to think what else could really happen, right? Because I'm not sure if Kusakabe could be useful right now, and Itadori is currently healing. He's getting a lesson once again from Chozo, so that he can join the battle again, and help Maki, possibly. and Yuta is currently healing probably as well. Because I mean he got hit head on. Once the domain expansion was once he released, we know he intentionally released his domain expansion to act as a distraction. But he's currently healing, and in terms of him using Rika, because if I recall, there was a 5-minute limit, no, to like his full utilization of Rika as a storage for his techniques. I'm not talking about his domain expansion, I'm talking about Rika herself, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to come into play here. Anyhow, I'll see you all in the next chapter. Peace out.